Okay, pause YouTube. SixftHax here. Have for you guys today the team builder for week number 7. Is this 7? It is 7. Week number 7 of GBA D League season 4. I'm getting all my seasons. No, it's season. Is it season 4? It is season 4. Yeah, it's season 4. What's up? How's it going? My name is Leo, SixftHax. I will tell you guys right now that this match is not going to be done at midnight, like week 6. So I'm not going to sound half dead or like a zombie and not enthusiastic. Which I do apologize. That video was kind of subpar on my part, but if you follow me on Twitter, you will know lately that life's just been really just stressing me out. It's just, oh my god. I don't really want to go into details about it, but just, yeah, I'm stressed, feel exhausted, any type of way you can think of it. But yeah, this is going to be the team builder for week number 7 against my very good friend, Mr. Choice CJ. I love CJ. I don't know what it is about CJ, but just, I love CJ as a person. He's such a nice guy. Definitely check him out. He's really like the only person I can watch post commentate battles. Like, there's a very select few of people that I can watch post comms of. And he's definitely like top 2, top 3 easy, honestly. So definitely check out CJ. Wonderful, wonderful person. I mean, his team is the Baltimore Oriolus, I think is how you pronounce it. Sorry if I butchered that. But yeah, no face cam for this. I do apologize. Hopefully next week we can bring it back. But with that being said, hammer arm that thumbs up button down below if you guys are excited for this matchup. Let me know in the comment section below, what are the 6 Pokemon that you would have brought to this game if we were building with our squad against CJ. And this is going to be the matchup down below me. His Demons are Komala and Terrakion, so just Terrakion. Because honestly, I don't expect Komala to come to this match. Drapion, Gligar, Swampert, and Komala, those I believe are like the 4 Mons that he's probably not gonna end up bringing to this game. In all honesty, like, I guess Drapion does have some merit because it is kind of speedy and it soaks up T-Spikes, but otherwise I don't think he brings the Drapion. Celebi has some very good niches in this match to be able to deal with stuff, but between Infernape, Medicham, and Zoroark, it could possibly not come. I do 100% expect Suicune, Megalodios, and Terrakion though. Z-move Terrakion. Look at our team and look at Z-move Terrakion. Nothing lives a +2 Continental Crush. And that's, well, almost nothing I should say. Cresselia is O-code by +2 Continental Crush, I think, after Rocks, which is ridiculous. Megalodios is his Mega and just kind of has a good matchup in general, so I fully expect that. I'm a little bit worried about like a Dragon Dance set. That's kind of the main thing I'm concerned about. Suicune, I don't know what he wants to run on Suicune. He could be like Rest Talk, he could be Vincune, which is Sub, Protect, Calm Mind, Scald. He could be Sub, Toxic, Protect, Scald, which would be very, very annoying. Like, those are the 3 main sets I'm expecting. Raikou I expect to come because it can set up on my Alomomola, which Alomomola of course is our best answer for Darmanitan, which I fully expect Darmanitan to come to this match, seeing as that is his fire type and possibly his best way to deal with Magearna in general. Klefki also can kind of act like a backup check to Magearna. He could also potentially have dual screens, which would be a little bit annoying. But Celebi, as I mentioned, does have good merits to come to this match. Gligar, Drapion, Komala, and Swampert. I really don't expect Komala just because it's Komala. It doesn't really look like it does much against our squad. Plus, we have double fighting, so I'm not sure why you would want to bring that. Swampert just loses to a good majority of our squad, honestly. Then Drapion, as I said, does kind of have some merit being a little bit fast, maybe T-Spikes, soaking up T-Spikes as well. And then Gligar, I think, is more of a detriment to him than something that he could really, really value. But otherwise, let's go ahead and jump into our first Mon here, which is going to be a Nidoqueen, aka Nidoqueen, rocking a nice speedy, spadef, bulky set. The speedy Vs are so that we can outrun defensive Drapion, defensive Gligar, defensive Suicune. I guess he could maybe bring defensive slow Darmanitan. If anything, the thing about this match is that for most of his speed tiers and speed creeping, I think he would want to hit 129 speed. And that is the speed that outspeeds timid max speed Magearna. So then he would be only really hitting like 129, 130 speed on most of his mons, if I'm not mistaken. So that's mainly like what I'm expecting him to want to creep. Yeah, like 129, 130 speed is a speed creep for Magearna on some of his mons. So this speed on Nidoqueen is for minimal speed EV Drapion and Gligar mostly. Because if he does bring both of them, I feel like they're going to be defensive, potentially with Taunt. Earthquake, obviously, knockoff even on the Drapion for sure. But the great thing about Nidoqueen is that with this spread, there's no way that unless he has Choice Specs Raikou, there's no chance he ever 2-hit KOs Nidoqueen. And that's really amazing because Raikou could be a little bit of a problem. Actually, the reason we have Earthquake is because thanks to the front office homies, as always, shouts out to them for being a huge help this season of D-League. That's actually why we do have Earthquake. Because if he's like Calm Mind, then he can boost up. If he's like Calm Mind Shuckleberry, that's a little bit scary. So even if he is Calm Mind Shuckleberry, we at least still have Earthquake to try and guarantee a 2-hit KO against him, depending on his bulk. And I do kind of expect a setup Raikou, just because it can use Alomomola potentially for setup fodder if we were to bring it. So yeah, Nidoqueen is just kind of here to deal with the Raikou. It also is amazing to deal with the Klefki. We can Ice Punch the Gligar, although Ice Beam might be a little bit better, but the reason why we have Ice Punch is just because Ice Beam was legitimately only for the Gligar. Like, outside of that, there was no other reason to have Ice Beam, so I just went Ice Punch. And then Dual Hazards because T-Spikes are going to be phenomenal if he doesn't bring Drapion. We Toxic the Celebi, which can be really annoying. We Toxic the Swampert, we Toxic the Suicune, the Raikou, the Terrakion, and the Darmanitan. And that's going to be absolutely amazing if we're able to get up T-Spikes and they're here to stay. So next off, we have Karma, aka Miltank. Last minute made this Choppleberry as opposed to Superpower because the thing about this set is that if he does just bring offensive Darmanitan, with this EV spread, we live 2 Scarfed Flare Blitzes after Rocks and a layer of Spikes. The reason why I wanted to factor in Spikes is because of Klefki. Now, CJ really likes the 50% Recycle Berry set, so I kind of expect him to want to bring that, and if he does bring that, he's definitely going to have Spikes on it. So with 1 layer of Spikes and Rocks, we always switch into Scarf Darmanitan. I don't think he should bring Banded Darmanitan, just because Banded doesn't outspeed a lot of our squad. And if he is Banded, yeah, he's a nuke, but he gives us free switch-ins to Zydog, Zoroark, Infernape, and Medicham, which can all absolutely just take advantage of his team. So I fully expect Scarf Darmanitan, or as I mentioned, like I guess a more bulky spread for Magearna. But for the most part, the defensive E's are to guarantee Darmanitan never 2-hit KOs unless he's banded. The speedy V's are again to just reach that speed creep from mons that are hitting 130 speed that are just there to outspeed Magearna. So a lot of speed on this set, very speedy Miltank. And so far, I've really been liking speedy Miltank lately. Like, I thought I would be using this more defensively or more offensively, but just kind of like a mix of both. Like a tank is what's really been surprising me about this Miltank set. And because we did have Rocks on our Nidoqueen, that gave us a slot for Heal Bell. Heal Bell would be absolutely amazing if he is Toxic Suicune or if he just gets Scald Burns in general. Between Body Slam and Earthquake, we hit absolutely everything and anything on his team for neutral and super effective damage, as well as being able to potentially fish for some paralysis with I don't know, some paralysis with Body Slam. So next off, of course, you guys know we had to bring Magearna, and much like our match against Randy, we are rocking the nice weakness policy Trick Room. And the thing about this set, and the way I feel like this set is gonna play out, is that it's not really gonna end up sweeping, more as it's going to come in on an Earthquake from Megalod. Like, I will bet money he's gonna bring Earthquake on Megalodios. Like, Roost 3 attacks Megalodios makes so much sense in this game, honestly. So I fully expect them to have the Earthquake. We live any 2 Earthquakes from a Latios. Or if he's Dragon Dance, we live a +1 max attack Earthquake. Then we Trick Room, we get our +2, and then at that point Magearna just comes in and we're set to absolutely destroy some souls. So that's kind of the idea behind this set. A Bolt Beam coverage in general hits everything on CJ's team, and then we finish it off with Flash Cannon. Originally it was Floral Cannon, then we went Dazzling Gleam, and then ultimately we decided on Flash Cannon because Flash Cannon still hits absolutely everything for really good damage, whether it be super effective or neutral, and then whatever Flash Cannon is resisted by, Thunderbolt or Ice Beam hit neutrally. So I feel like they just kind of went hand in hand in the end. So we are rocking a bit of an odd set. Quiet Nature, 52 special attack EVs. Again, the defensive EVs, HP EVs just guarantee that we tank Earthquakes from Latios for days while still also being an offensive threat at +2, then eventually +3. Again, I don't expect Magearna to sweep, but I expect us to come in, at least get 2 KOs hopefully. And then that way we can kind of open up a bit of a hole in CJ's team that we can then take advantage of. So that's kind of the whole idea behind Magearna here. Yes, this is our main Latios check, so we do have to be careful with this because if we do lose this, then Latios could be a little bit annoying maybe depending on the set that he's running. But for the most part, Magearna is just kind of here to break his squad. If it can sweep, that'd be amazing. If not, then that's fine, honestly. So next off, we have a very, very awesome set. I'm really proud of this set because I thought of this set myself, and I was kind of like to take credit for some cool sets I made because, again, like my front office is a huge help in most of these weeks, like all of these weeks of the GBA, if anything. So we're gonna go with physically defensive Mega Medicham. Now this is really awesome because the fact that Mega Medicham has pure power with that base 100 attack means that this thing running a physically defensive nature with no attack EVs, sorry, still straight to a KOs everything on the Baltimore Oriolus squad. Like, yeah, we don't quite OHKO things that we would normally OHKO, but we still straight 2-hit KO everything, which is absolutely amazing because the real niche of this set is that Bandit Terrakion, unless he's got Earthquake, never 2-hit KOs. +2 Continental Crush bounces off of this set, and in return we high jump kick and straight OHKO, which is absolutely beautiful. So that's the main idea of this Medicham. I guess it can also help to check like Kamala and Drapion, but again, I really don't expect those. So Medicham is physically defensive. Medicham is legitimately only here for that Terrakion. Outside of that, I don't really know what else this does. Like, depending on his Suicune set and spread, it's straight to a KO'd. Gligar, while not OHKO'd by Ice Punch, still takes, I think, like 70-ish%. So that's still really good damage. Swampert's to a KO, Drapion's to a KO'd. Celebi, after T-Spikes and or Rocks, is to a KO'd, which is also amazing. Klefki, it's a fucking Klefki, it's not gonna do shit. Raikou is destroyed by high jump kick. Like, it's ridiculous, honestly. Like, the fact that this thing can be physically defensive and still just murder so much of my opponent's team is great. And that Bullet Punch is just kind of there for some priority. Like, it's good against Terrakion. It's nice for the Latios. Otherwise, we can maybe like pick off Scarf Darmanitan, Raikou maybe, Scarf Celebi maybe. I don't know. I don't think it brings Scarf Celebi, but yeah, like the priority is kind of nice. I don't want Fake Out just because it does nothing to Terrakion, and if we do lose any type of Mon that's faster than Terrakion, then at least having the priority is still going to be really excellent for us. So next off, we have a very, very awesome set, another set that I want to take credit for here that I came up with, and that is Choice Scarfed Cresselia. Now, your eyes and ears do not deceive you. The main idea behind Scarf Cresselia is that one, surprise factor. Obviously, if you see a Cresselia, you're gonna think, oh, it's defensive, so it can't outspeed me. So let's say CJ brings in Latios on Cresselia, hoping to get off a Roost or something, or thinking he'll knock me out with the Draco. If he's in range, Ice Beam knocks him out. I think Ice Beam does like 50 to like 60% depending on his spread. So this can be an amazing surprise factor while also functioning as a pivot mon just because of how naturally bulky Cresselia is. Base 120 HP and defense, and then base 130 special defense. Like there is no move that's going to just OHKO Cresselia. There's really no move that's gonna OHKO Cresselia. So this comes in, we can revenge kill non-scarfers, we can get the jump on certain mons, and that's really the idea behind this set. It pivots, it can still be an offensive threat, it still has enough speed to outspeed his entire draft if he's not running a Scarfer of his own. And if he is running a Scarfer of his own, if we're at full HP, no Scarfer that he has knocks us out in one hit. So that in itself can be absolutely huge. With T-Spikes and Stealth Rocks, this set can really shine, and I'm hoping it does put in a lot of work. Trick is mainly there for Suicune if it gets out of hand, potentially like a setup Celebi even. Toxic was suggested by my boy Shuckle King. Originally we did have Signal Beam, but the cool thing about Toxic is that we can maybe Toxic Latios, because if we do lose Magearna, then Mega Latios could be a little bit annoying to deal with, so we do have to be careful with that. But otherwise, Toxic and Trick are just kind of there for filler moves, and just very specific scenarios that may not even occur, but I can see the Suicune scenario occurring, so we can trick it, just shut it down, and it does nothing. But Psyshock and Ice Beam hit everything, which is amazing, except for the Klefki, which this isn't meant to deal with Klefki, so I'm not really concerned about that. And then finally off, we have good old Rotom-Frost finally making his return. It's been what, 6 weeks? The man came week 1, never came back until week 7, and Bolt Beam coverage, much like on Magearna, Bolt Beam coverage destroys CJ's team. ICM Z absolutely nukes whatever Thunderbolt does not hit hard or super effective. Z Blizzard is there for like the Latios, the Terrakion, the Raikou, Swampert, Drapion, Celebi for an instant nuke and Kamala, I suppose, and then everything else is hit pretty good by Thunderbolt. And then between Substitute and Pain Split, even if he were to get like a burn with Suicune, that's not really that bad, because we can sub up, and then the lower we get with our substitutes and the burn, the more HP we'll be taking off of potentially the Suicune or something else that's bulky on his team. And plus, again, like, it's really difficult for his team to switch into Blizzard and Thunderbolt. Like, there's no real good switching for him unless he predicts perfectly 100% of the time, which I don't think anybody can do that in general. So yeah, like, Rotom-Frost just had a really good matchup. And again, the speed was to creep things that just creep 130, like 31, 32 speed for Magearna. So yeah, guys, that is going to be our squad for this week. We do have some very awesome sets, some very cool, I guess, quote-unquote heat sets. I don't know, whatever you want to refer to them as. But hammer arm that thumbs up button down below. Let me know in the comment section below as well, what are the 6 mons that you would have brought to this matchup if you were voting for our opponent here. So definitely check out CJ. Again, love CJ. Awesome dude. And with that being said, I will see you all tomorrow at 4 p.m. most likely, I think, is when this is going to be going up. So check out the match at 4 p.m. Eastern time, and I will see you all tomorrow. So later, everybody.
No matter where you're at, I'm not here to make friends, it's time to attack and deplete your HP with a final smash. Don't make me turn around and pull a 6-foot-Hax. 6-foot-Hax. Yeah. 6-foot-Hax. 6-foot-Hax.